when I came away from working with the big brands and I transitioned into who can I actually help, and it's individuals like Dami. I asked her, I said, can I work with you? And she's like, I don't know who you are. They all got ignored.
Hi guys, it's Roxanne Maria.
Yo, it's Teo Fam. That's actually my name as well, you know.
You're so
I'm not even capping. And we've got our guest here today. Tell them about yourself.
Hi, my name's Kacey. I run Blank Tile Marketing Agency.
Slit. Nice. What is Blank Tile Marketing Agency?
So, Blank Tile is a sports marketing agency. We work with sports professionals and entrepreneurs to help scale their businesses.
Fair enough.
Doing that for 5 years now.
How you been finding that?
It's been all right. Obviously, lockdown happened, and it was a bit difficult because mainly our stuff was filming and a lot of like outside stuff. But then lockdown happened, sports shut down, so we kind of transferred over to digital, and we got into like paid marketing and helping people scale their businesses online. And everyone had like the online coaches and transferring online. We're kind of like center with that as well. So yeah, it's good. It changed the business in a positive way, which I know a lot of people can't say, but
yeah, fair enough. That's good. Because you would have been doing Blank Tile for just up to a year or so before lockdown, or a bit
coming up to 3 years.
Oh, okay, cool. And then lockdown, and then 2 years after. Cool. So then, during that period before lockdown, like, how would you describe things, like in terms of progressiveness, whether it was good, bad, up or down?
Yeah, it was actually going really well. I was meant to be out at the Tokyo Olympics.
Oh yeah.
So that was right on the cusp.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. Actually.
Yeah, and I said I was so upset when I couldn't go out there with a certain brand, but it fell apart because obviously they said no one else is allowed in there unless you're part of the inner team and stuff. So yeah, and then I was like, okay, I'm looking forward to that. That was sort of a next step for my business anyway, because I hadn't been on a project that large.
Yeah.
And then lockdown happened, and I just had to immediately adjust.
Fair enough.
So,
So, how did you get into filming, and like, are you self-taught? Did you learn it from someone? Did you like?
Yeah. So I went to uni, and I did sports product design.
Okay.
Love sports all my life anyway, and one of my friends at the time wanted a video to be president of the ACS.
Yeah.
And he thought my course meant, do you do videos? And I just said yes. I said, I can do videos. I downloaded After Effects at the time. I did a video frame. It took me ages, which now I could do in like 10 seconds.
Yeah,
but when I did that for him, and he won the president position at the ACS, everyone was like, who did the video? Then I started getting sort of inquiries, but other people saying, do you do videos? I was like, yeah,
I guess.
Sure. It kind of snowballed from there. I was getting like £20 here, £20 there. And I was like, okay, this is some extra income because, uni was a bit hard.
Yeah.
Then I transitioned into actually making a business in uni. And I was working with a lot of the ACSs across the Midlands, doing like events and doing
That's cool.
Stuff for the uni and stuff. And then I did something for the BBC because they saw some of my work.
Yeah.
And that was it was a business I was running in uni, just editing videos and going out and filming, and I'd have other people in other unis doing stuff. So that's my first taste of like running an actual company. Came out of uni, I was like, I can do this. It's going successful.
Yeah. Outside
world was completely different. For a year, I was really trying to make it work. Just wasn't working at all. The same clients just didn't have the money because do you know what I mean? So for 2 years, I worked as a project manager for an out-of-home advertising company, and I learned a lot there because it was marketing and working with massive clients. And I was working out how to get a project completed from the stage of starting massive budgets and then it goes gets posted and stuff. And it came to a point where I wanted a promotion because I was doing, not a promotion, sorry, a raise. Yeah. And I was like, I deserve it.
Because you work.
Because I can do this.
I'm doing a lot of work here. It got blocked. And I literally just like, okay, I'm quitting. I had no plan. Yeah. Savings were a mess. I was like, I'm quitting. And then I took a holiday to Jamaica. And I was kind of like, I need money. What am I good at? Yeah. And I was like, let me try the filming thing again. And I literally was just working with friends who'd tried to start up their own sort of sports app as well. Did little videos for them, and again, the whole snowballing effect happened. My videos were getting traction, attention, and I was like, cool, I can actually make some actual money to live off now. Until I was working with another platform, and that kind of got me into working with Nike. That's it. Yeah.
Gotta check.
Working with Nike, and then doing a lot of videos kind of between the platform and Nike as well, and it just put me in another level where I was like, okay, cool, building something, and I just wanted it centered around sports, and kind of just snowball. It's all learning and development, really.
So with like working with Nike, is there any other people that you've worked with already that's already done that you could actually mention, like a couple names, couple people, nothing like that, or you're not allowed
brands?
Any I don't know, names, individuals or brands, whatever.
Lucozade,
cool.
Nike. I did something for Adidas.
Yeah.
GQ, Harvey Nichols,
and all of these are
Bacardi.
just kind of just came about because of work that you've done previously. So quick one. What was the first one? So the first big one for you outside of BBC. So this would have been when you're as blanked her now.
Oh, first big one was probably Nike.
Okay.
But that was in partnership with me doing stuff for a platform that I was doing work for. So
cool.
But it was a good taste of, okay, these are bigger projects now, and then I can actually put this work and build up my own business, and then hopefully get clients outside of working with them. And yeah.
So how did you feel when all these opportunities were coming to you? Like, because you must have been overwhelming or like exciting. Or
I think.
Do you know what I mean?
Initially, one of my things was like, I've always wanted to work for Nike, and it looks great, and you see the videos and things, and then novelty kind of wore off with working with the big brands, because I was like, oh, okay. I know some people will be like, oh, I was getting like free stuff all the time from this brand and that brand sent to my house, all these other things. My friends were like, oh,
let me get this.
Get me a size 10 in whatever it was. And it wore off because I was like, I didn't feel like I was doing anything other than just producing videos for other people. I didn't feel like I was helping anymore. So I think when I came away from working with the big brands and I transitioned into who can I actually help, and it's individuals like Dami, who I went to her and I said, I like what you're doing. I'd like to really try and work with you and help you build out stuff, and it will help me as well. I asked her, I said, can I work with you? And she's like, I don't know who you are. They all got ignored.
I remember that as well, to be fair.
I think I got ignored, and I was like,
all right,
black business. I like the clothing, all that stuff. I said, oh, let me try some stuff. So I wanted to use it as more of a portfolio and learning curve for me, but also in turn, I kind of told her, I said, listen, in return, you're getting someone who knows extensive amount of work. And
But how do you feel about that though? Because technically you're big time. Technically at this point, no. But even then, to be fair, because you would have done a few bits and bobs, you would have done Nike and other things like that. So technically, you're big time coming down to show someone like that. Yeah, you're here for them, trying to help. But I'm assuming you would have spoken to several different people as well. And it's like, was that typically the kind of response you were getting, or was it more people were like a bit more enthusiastic than others?
If I'm honest, one thing with me, if I'm gonna try something new, I'll do it for free. And I say this to people, I'm like, if you're going to a new industry, if you work in let's say finance, and now you want to be a chef, you can't be like, oh, get me to the Michelin star restaurants. And straight away you have to start from the beginning. So even though I'd worked with big clients, I was like, I'm trying something new. I've never worked directly with a brand owner, business owner, to be like, let's build and let's work on content and let's, do you know what I mean, scale it up in a way, and let me test this and test that. And I'm quite happy that she was so open to be like, oh, let's try it. Do you know what I mean? So even now, trying new things, I don't feel like, oh, because I've done 10 years as, you know, digital marketing and running an agency which has generated however much for clients, if I'm trying something new, I'll still go and be like, I just want to try it, see how it works. So for me, it wasn't a problem. If that's the question, it wasn't really a problem for me to go and ask and just be like, this is what I've done, but this is new. Can we work?
Fair enough. That's good. I like that.
Yeah. So what's like your favourite project so far? Like
favourite project? You got me on the spot, man.
You gotta give us something.
Yeah. Actually, favorite project was my one with GQ and Harvey Nichols, and that's because
that's the artist ones, isn't it?
Yeah. I was working with
like Heady and all of that
Heady
stuff.
one. Yeah. So from the start, my friend Leon, he came to me and said, "Oh, I've got this app. I want to try it out. It's called Run the Mic. It's, you know, you get artists and it's like, let's say TikTok, but you rap into the app, and then people from the audience, whatever, can vote, and then they get fast tracked into like maybe a studio session with Warner Music or something." And he came to me and said, "I want you to lead on the creative direction, so we can go and make an online series. Come to all the meetings, and we can try and beef this out and try and get budget for the artists and all those other things." And it's like, because I was so involved in every single step of the way, from when it was first the idea to then we had an event with like Harry Pinero come down and other artists, and then it spiraled into a show where we had Hardy Caprio, Heady One, M Huncho, Young Bane, all these other things, and I'm there, like I'm mapping out every single episode. I'm doing all the marketing and filming around it, I'm managing the team, all these other things, and that was good for me because I felt like I'm actually involved, and I think that's what I like to do. Instead of just being, produce a video that we have a brief for, give it back to us. Do you know what I mean?
So it's like at this point you're the real content creator.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm starting from like birthing ideas really, and
that's
really
good.
really delivering it. And I feel like it's mine in a way. So yeah.
Is there like a number two of that, like a different scenario that's equally as good?
Yeah, well, I can't talk about it. So.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. So when you're working for brands, what makes you like want to work with them? What makes you decide to work with them?
Number one is I kind of look into like what they kind of stand for in a way. It's, you got to have a mix of, you know, race in your what you're doing. Like, and I got to feel like it's authentic as well in the brand, and I also actually have to like what it is. Like, I've had brands come to me, "So can you work with us?" And if I look at the clothes, I'm like, I don't really like it. I might just be like, I'm not available.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So, and I do that because then I know that I'm actually going to be involved. I actually want to see this grow, and actually and it helps me if I'm like, I actually like what I'm working on, to actually
just
work
doing
with them.
it.
You know what I mean? So I'll just do it for the money or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's one of my things. And just, they're nice people, I guess. Got a good budget.
Yeah, and I'm guessing it makes it less exciting anyway when you just do it for the money. So
yeah, I've had projects like that where
they
have a good budget and I'm just like, okay, I'll do it, but then I'm just bored.
Yeah,
those don't actually turn out well. Like, I just don't deliver well, and even I'm trying, I'm just like, I clocked out before it even started. And
then, your mind ain't all into it.
So I've noticed that about myself, and again, just learning over and over again of what I work on. So
like, speaking of money, obviously, as a business owner, you've got to make sure that, you know, you take care of yourself as well as your business, because both of those things are going to cost, obviously. So as you go about, like, with everything you've done and with all your history and with all the brands and companies you worked with, it doesn't necessarily mean work is ready and available every day for you. So how do you ensure that you're able to basically keep up on top of things, like manage your money well, firstly, and then ensure that you get more business going forward?
So, and this is something that was taught to me by my dad, is any money I get in, whether it's £10, £100 or higher, like, just put things aside for something. I guess it's different as a business owner. Yeah. But I have like let's say £100, right? 20% for me anyway goes to the tax.
Yeah.
Taxes, whatever. I then put 40% away. Just don't touch it. It's just there. Yeah. Whatever it is, I just don't touch it. And that's like, I call it old money, new money. It's my old money pot. Not gonna touch it. And then the rest of it is split up into money that I actively every single month put into investments, and I just have to use it. Just put it into whatever it might be, some stocks. I tried a bit of crypto, like all these other things. 10% also for my own savings. What I want to do with that is percentages are all over the place. Whatever's left is everyday stuff, bills. If I want to go out and eat and stuff, but because I've enforced that, I know that even through lockdown, I'll be honest, like I had to actually ask for a bit of money because some of the stuff was locked away in accounts that I can't touch without 8 months notice and stuff. So it was sprung upon me, but I knew the money was there anyway.
Yeah, of course.
And it wasn't as difficult as like I'm out. I've had times when I haven't been paid for 4 months at a time because, you know, company guidelines, all these other things that they pay out. But because I know that I've built it up, I can kind of chip away at stuff that I've enforced. And I just say that, when you get into business or even normal jobs or whatever, like just make sure you have your money. It's good to have things come in and people just like, oh, spend it. But like money management, I feel is very key because anything can happen. Like no one knew the lockdown was going to come down, all these other things.
Honestly.
Even from then, now I'm even more like, just stay on top of it. Like,
lockdown was crazy.
I was just about to say that lockdown was crazy.
It was crazy.
Like it was a completely unimaginable thing. And like I remember, like I was turning up. I was in Miami, and I remember, I listen. I remember to say clearly. I got the video on my phone. I was snapping my boy, and I was telling him, "Listen, fun times are done. We're coming back to London. We're going back to work. We're going to make this money, innit?" Yeah. I got back to London that night. I got a call from my gym manager telling me my gym's closed. Thing done. That we're locking up. I said, huh? Yeah. I said, what? I couldn't believe it.
After I just turned up to Miami, splashed up all your bread.
I just spent the bag in Miami and coming back to the ends to nothing. And I thought to myself, like, this is crazy, innit? And but like you said, innit, obviously I was prepped and prepared, technically not for this, but in general, and it had money saved and money available and whatnot. And then it just became a thing of thinking on the spot and then utilising the skills that I did have, working online, doing programming for people, doing classes online and things like that. And like more or less what I'm saying now to you is like, so when you're done with projects, how do you then work into your next one, more or less?
Again, this is, for me, It's really, really bad business model, very bad. But most of my jobs just come from referrals. And what I do is, which has worked for me, is if I get anything in from a client, I'll give them 20% of the next project that they give for me.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I work with, I'm not going to say, but I had a project and I was like, cool, like, let's get this one into me. Gave them 20%. They got me a next one for 10k and they're like, easy money. So I gave them 2k. Yeah. I take the 8 and just work with that. And then that works for me because people are just like, oh, I don't mind extra money for not doing anything other than recommending them over. So
that's pretty good though.
Yeah.
That's very good, especially when the budgets are the way they are.
Yeah. So, I mean, you get to big ones, I can't really say there's a lot.
When you get too big, it's a bit, maybe 10, little 5%, but yeah.
Yeah, honestly, the last 5 years has literally just been referrals. And that's worked for me up until a point where I was like, I don't like it anymore simply because I'm not then in control of what clients are approaching me.
Yeah.
Because if a good word has gone out to someone and they come to me and be like, oh, I heard you're good and X, Y, Z, and I look at them like, I don't want to work with you.
Yeah.
I'm then not in control of what I'm managing. And then, so again, that's when I've then transitioned into setting up automation stuff and I've never run ads for my own business ever, but I've recently started doing it and running ads so then I can like filter through. And these are things that I enforce other people to do and I teach and I'm like, okay, have a funnel, have email automation, have paid advertising, and you can bring in 10, 20k a month, and I've done it for other people, but I've never done it for myself because I was like, oh, maybe the volume is a bit too much for me to manage. But also I think it's more about how can I sift out people that I might want to work with or not want to work with. So I've started to do that, and that's actually a lot better for me to be actually handling sales internally in the business, and better for me now. So
that's good.
So talking about extra income, you did a challenge on TikTok to make 10k a month. So how did how did that come about, and like how did that go? Did you make the 10k a month?
Yeah, I did. I just haven't done any more videos. Oh my gosh.
You made your 10k and you just left. You said whatever.
You know what I was actually doing for that? I was testing out TikToks organic reach. That's the only reason I did it. Because I've been working with people who want to go onto TikTok and all these other things. I was like, how can I make a video that will go viral? And that was my only aim. I was posting on TikTok and I was like, cool, I know this structure, I know X, Y, and Z. So I was like, I'll do this video. I filmed it at like 9:30 p.m. The next day, it got to 110,000 views.
But you know what though, yeah?
TikTok is crazy.
I think the moment you talk about money, yeah, whether it's TikTok or anything, it's gonna...
Everyone's interested.
Yeah, but there's actually a way you talk on there's actually a way of like, it's like intrigue, problem, solution. And you do it in a way on TikTok to make videos go viral.
I get, because there was, I'm sorry to interrupt, but there was a guy, like, you know him, his name was Corporate Steve, on Instagram, and he was talking about all the jobs that he's done, and all the, like, all his salaries in it, and it was very up and down like that for a while until it just kept going up in it. But it's like, he's obviously talking about, like, I think two things. He was talking about people's perception on money and how they think, obviously, you know, earning above 60 or whatever isn't a lot, when in truth it probably is. And on top of that, he was talking about like having patience more or less, and working in the right environment and the right jobs to obviously get the right check basically. So similarly to what you're saying in terms of how it's structured, but it's like, I feel like it's just mention coins and oof.
Basically, how I did this, I'll get back to the... I did complete it, by the way.
Yeah.
But, I searched someone else doing a challenge. I looked at the views they got and I just copied what they did and made it better. I think that's what I tell everyone. If you want to make a good video go viral on TikTok anyway, look at what's working, make it a bit better. That's it. There's no music or there's hashtags, but I was like, cool. But the only reason I did the challenge was because the video went viral and I got like 120,000 views. I think I got 200 private messages and DMs. People find my Instagram DMing me saying, "Oh, how are you gonna do it?" And I was like, now I have to keep it.
You have to do it.
I shaped a thing on TikTok for no reason because I was bored one evening trying to test something out, and then I went ahead just trying different things, and because I know how to make money online, it might not be how I do it, but I was like, why not? I did pass. I just haven't.
That's when you're gonna drop the vid for us.
Honestly.
It will.
You're not planning on it.
He's not planning on dropping that vid. It's gonna take him a big minute.
I'll do it. I'll do it. Yeah.
Fair enough. So, what advice would you give to someone that wants to do more or less the exact same stuff you do?
Running a marketing agency.
Or separate from that, the filming part of it.
Filming.
Because I know it's technically two different things.
Filming.
And probably more filming, because I think more people would be interested that first than they would the other.
Okay. Firstly, running an agency isn't hard. Fair. You don't have to know what you're doing. If you're good at sales, you can go out, get the clients, find someone else to do the filming. You have that's agency model. Yeah. You're not really doing a lot. Like, for a long time, I was doing a glorified job. I was it's under blank tile, but I was doing 90% of the work, so I was just working. But I'd say the three things is know your exact niche, know the exact person you want to sell to, know the market, know everything about them, know what platform they're on. Are they TikTok based, Instagram based, YouTube, whatever it is? Know it. Then let's say sports, they're interested in sports, but in sports, like, who are they? Is it someone recovering from pregnancy, trying to lose weight? Is it someone that wants to be optimum fitness in their 50s because they now want to, go hiking or traveling, whatever? Know that exact person first. Then you have to actually have a platform. Like, just know your platform, have a good message, have a good offer. What are you offering them? For me, again, mine is digital marketing, content creation, and then optimization using paid advertising. Those are my three offers. It's better if you have one, because then you can be seen as an expert in the field. But as long as you know specifically what you're doing, that's going to make it look better for you. And then just know how to market yourself well. I think everyone in this space understands organically marketing yourself, like building up your brand and putting the videos out over and over and over again. But I don't think a lot of people invest in paid advertising to reach people outside of the immediate circle of people who know you on like Instagram or TikTok and stuff to really market themselves. And then that's when you get into a point where you can have an actual business, because if you're getting the people inbound who don't know about you at all, number one, more revenue, more money, more people you can sell to, but then also you can then take a step back, use the money that you have, give it to other people. You don't have a business. That's all it is. And because you've invested in yourself and paid advertising and all the other things, so I think understand the skills. I know film, videography and all these other things are stuff that I've learned over 10 years by mistake. I'm good at it. It's great. Everything else around marketing and stuff that I've just picked up and learned and read, seen what works, tried it, seen what doesn't work, learned from it. Do you know what I mean? But there's so much information out there on like YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, all these other things that if you want to start something, you kind of just can.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah,
honestly, it's very easy to just pick up and do anything.
YouTube University these days, you can just step up and just get straight into anything you want to do. More or less just be a wizard in it by the end of it.
It's a lot. Like to change your immediate circumstances, to a height that maybe you're not even aware of. 60 days. Like that's.
Oh, you ready?
No, I know. Like I know this. I'm saying this. 60 days. Yeah, you can literally change everything about your current situation in terms of like if you were to do the right research, and obviously it's going to take some sort of money and stuff. But even if you do it organically build up to something. But your main thing is not the money; it's the action of actually doing the things that you need to do to get to that point. In 60 days' time, it will be completely different, and then you're in a point to monetize whatever that thing is that you've built. Which you didn't have before. Even if you did have it before, 60 days of change over that. Just working on the actions that you need to do differently to what you're doing now.
You will see improvement.
I don't think it's hard what I do. It's not anything special. It's gone well because I've been doing it for so long. But I also feel like someone else could do exactly what I'm doing in 3 months' time. Maybe not the amount of clients I've had, but the knowledge, definitely. Like it's just don't be scared of. I think people have the fear actually of trying to do things and thinking they're gonna fail, and then they just don't do it. But you get over that and you're just like, I'm just gonna try it anyway. If it doesn't work, learn from it. At least you're further than not trying it.
Speaking of like failure and fear, have you ever had like a shit day like at work on production, like something that you did that was completely bad, your foot was still in the camera, like something immense like that you sent off or things like that?
So I've had, I mean, again, this is early on, it's learning. A person I hired went to film all these other things, right? And then I was like, okay, cool, make sure it's all done, happy, and he was happy with it, all these other things, right? Basically, the card corrupt, everything was lost, everything. And I managed it, but it fell back on me so heavily that I lost the client. It was a big client. I was like, okay, fine. But also, I'm not one that's going to be like, oh, you run my business and this and this and that. Like, I kind of went to him and said, listen, I kind of advise you not to go this route with the cards and all these other things, but this what happened. Cool, we'll deal with it. I've managed it. But again, this is when I learned about how to choose for the job wisely in a way. And again, that's nothing against anyone I've ever worked with. It's just, you learn from what has happened, mistakes, and then how to avoid it after. But that was terrible. I was on the phone like 4 times for the day trying to explain, and they were just like, oh, you've ruined everything. Sorry.
That's crazy.
Sorry, bro.
Can't do anything about it.
But I kind of want to get into like equipments and stuff, because we know that in filming there's so many different equipments, so many different cameras. Personally, to me, a camera is a camera. Like, I don't know the difference, but what's like your favorite like camera to like, work with, or what would you advise someone who's getting into filming? What camera would you advise them to get?
The camera that I use is a cinema camera. I used Blackmagic 6K for every single job, but I started off using Sony cameras.
You say Sony?
Sony.
Oh, okay.
The A6400.
The little vlogging ones?
So I would advise you to get a certain camera. Starting off, getting into sports, I'd say like A6400 is a good filming camera. A bit more budget is the A7 III series, A7R3 series. They're good. They're going to cost a couple thousands though. But again, I don't feel like iPhone. Like iPhone, everyone has an iPhone.
Yeah. You can just start with that.
It's honestly changed to a point where if you're using like cinematic mode on the iPhone, it's good.
Yeah.
Very good quality. Change the settings to 4K on the phone, all these other things. So I wouldn't get tied down with, if you want to start, I need a camera and I need this and that, like simple ring light, simple box light, like maybe £50 off of Amazon, and your phone and maybe a stand. You can get started as well as someone else. I don't think the quality is that much different anymore as to what it was before when everyone had like iPhone 5 compared to a camera. But I'd advise Sony cameras as a starter anyway.
How many cameras are you on?
I own one now.
Oh, okay. How many
So
before?
how much did you have?
In my life?
No, like at one period.
At 1.3.
Oh, okay. I thought it would be more.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because I always feel like they will have just so many different equipment.
No, because other clients want different stuff. So me holding on to equipment sometimes didn't work for me.
Yeah.
So I'd have cameras and then they're like, oh, can we use this camera? Which I didn't. I'm like, I can't buy that. So budget would come in, I'd allocate some of that, rent the cameras, go out and I'd just do that until there was enough money where I was like, okay, I'm going to have this in-house camera.
That's the big 4K one.
The Blackmagic one. Maybe that camera, even this one is hard because it's manual focus and I just want like a little automatic thing for my TikToks. And like a photography camera and I'm good. But
I was going to say, what's the most expensive camera that you bought? How much did it cost?
Well, probably that one actually.
How much is it again? For something.
Overall, there's a lot of kit.
Yeah, there's extras. So overall, everything tallied up.
Overall tallied up is maybe $6.5 grand.
That's a lot.
It's so crazy how expensive like equipment is.
You have to remember, like everything we see, all the things we watch on TV, everything's so like good color grading and everything. It's like it's got.
That's
it's got to make sense.
crazy.
There's the camera for my one. The camera body itself, you have to get a battery pack. You have to then get accessories to fit the battery pack on. You got the wires, you got the lens, you got like the handle, the screen.
That's quite a lot of stuff.
So you mentioned how like when you was in uni and that you were doing like smaller stuff, £20 like for videos and whatnot. So like since then, obviously it's a long time since then. What's like the biggest type of project you've managed since?
Back then it was £20 here and there. It moved up to like lower part of like 500 to 1,000. The biggest budget I've worked with is 97,000.
God, look at what you're doing for others.
Wait, you can't say what company that was.
But again, that's budget. That's budget. It's split out amongst people, amongst my agency, and like you pay all over like occasional stuff. But again, with my accountant even told me, or when we're going through it, but then paid advertising and stuff, like I've helped generate over £650,000 for businesses and clients.
That's cool.
Externally. And when I look back at the total number, I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Like, that's.
But then you was doing the math on like what was in your account.
Yeah, I was like, what was I paid? But I think averaging now is, it depends. It's a range of like how big you are really. It's like a range from like maybe 3K. If I know you get a little something underneath that, but then like it can go up to maybe like 50 to 65, maybe averaging on the bigger projects anyway. But again, that gets cut away.
Yeah, of course.
Easily, but
fair enough.
Yeah.
So what's the next step for you in terms of work and?
When I was talking about working with certain clients and stuff, so I've just launched a business school, Athlete Creative. I felt like I couldn't help people who didn't have the budget to work with the agency. So, and I know when I started, I was like, I'll work with anyone, budget aside, because I wanted to. And I was trying to like help from complete beginners. So I've launched this, which I can help anyone from beginner up to, you can actually say you're a business owner now. And the steps from like, if you really want to start, or even if you're intermediate working up, how can I help you to get to that point where you're like, cool. And then maybe at that point, then I can help you work with the agency and we can scale you even higher. So that's my next step. It's more of a, giving back to people I want to help. And it's like, you can be at any point in your career, whether like you're simply an influencer or influencer then turned online instructor, and then you go up to business owner, and then scale it up to points where you're like, cool, I run a business now, and I started from here, and I wanted to fill that little gap, which I thought was missing anyway, and then just give them knowledge on like how to do that.
Yeah.
How long do you think it will be until you're like, or if that's even what you want, but until you're completely like, let's say, hands off in terms of the way you run your business in a way where like it just ticks over without you? Because if we're being real, it's a fun thing to do.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And it's like, I think it's like if you was an actor, you wouldn't stop acting because you're 90 years old. If you have a role that fits your age, you're in there. So similarly, as someone that's good behind the camera and loves editing and whatnot, like, will you always be on that part of things, but then maybe do like shift other responsibilities elsewhere or something like that?
My clients want me filming it, and I found that I'm like, oh, I'll get someone else. They're like, no, we want you to do it. So I don't think I've established that break yet. I'm like, this isn't just me. It's like I've got other people that work with me and sort of things, but they're like, are you going to be there? So hopefully in 6 months. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to make this transition, but I think I've understood my role over the years of like, I'm actually a business coach more than anything, and the skills around it is like, oh, I can actually film and I can edit and I can do all these things and give. But I mainly find myself giving advice to people that want to build and like, oh, is this a good idea? Like, what do you think about this? Like, can you assist me on this? So I think, if anything, I'm hoping that Athlete Creative takes off, and I'd love to be hands-on working with people in that sense. So at least I've built a community. I'm like, listen, specifically, this is what you need to be doing. Talk to people one-on-one, like, you know, all of those things. And I think that's kind of where I've found what I'm actually good at. The other skills are like learn and stuff, but I think there's that. So whenever that happens, and I feel that the balance can't really equally happen, I can't be out filming and doing all these other things with brands. That might be the point, and you know, hopefully in 6 months, that's to a point where I've had a community and I can really help a handful, 10, hopefully hundreds of people in a certain way where I'm giving back to them directly, and then Blank Tower is the agency doing like the filming and the ads and stuff that can just be run by someone else, but I'm kind of overlooking it. That's the plan anyway.
That's good.
We wish you luck, man.
Thank you.
Yeah,
be good,
definitely.
Like,
I think
we've worked together. I've seen you do that stuff. Like, I can't imagine it going any other way than the way you want it to go. Honestly. You know what I mean? So now, well done on that, man. It's been very good speaking to you, obviously.
Yeah, it's been lovely speaking to you.
And you guys have been tuned in to the DAMIHOW podcast. Yeah, with
Kacey.
Kacey and
Sang.
peace out.